Okay, so here's what we're doing now. We're going to go ahead and do the power supply project. And the idea of this is, this section is that from every single chapter forward, you guys are doing a power supply research project. A PowerPoint research project, not a power supply. Okay? So the first one, I want to show you what the projects are like, so you understand how they're set up, and give an example presentation of it. So you guys are going to actually grade me off the rubric today, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so right now I might as well go ahead and hit print on the rubric so that I've got it. And then let's go grab 2 copies of that. Okay, so first of all, every single project that I ever do, there's a rubric for. And when you guys build a project, I expect you to look at the rubric and grade your own project. And part of the thing is, I don't print off the rubrics, you do, and you will turn them in pre-graded to me before you present. So when Haley gets up to present, she's gonna hand me her rubric graded, okay? And she's gonna get 2 grades. She's gonna get a grade that I graded her project off the rubric, and she's gonna get a rubric grade for how close her grade was to mine. Okay? So, and here's the way it works. All these are 4 sections, right? If you get the same, if you say you got 5 points on the introduction, and I gave you 5 points on the introduction, you get 5 points on the introduction and 2 points for the rubric. Because if you're spot on, you get 2 points. If you're 1 off, you get 1 point. And if you're 2 off, you get no points. If you can't see the difference between this and this on the rubric, then you don't get any points for that section of the rubric. Okay? So you're gonna have 2 grades in your grade book. You're gonna have the PowerPoint grade and the rubric grade. Okay? And the point of that is to make you go through and grade yourself. Because if you go through this, and let me make this bigger so that we can read it. Maybe that was a little too big. Let's see if I can get something in the middle there. Okay, so introduction. Presenter clearly introduces himself or herself as well as what the topic of the presentation is. Okay, now, is that on the PowerPoint? No, you gotta actually say, hi, my name's Haley, and I'm giving a presentation on power supplies for blah, 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 okay? The difference with that is the topic of the presenter is introduced, not both, or there's no introduction. Well, you better be able to give an introduction. Okay, the next one. A clear understanding of the background, geography, and financial stability of the company is conveyed. By the way, you're trying to sell us something from the company. Okay? So, if the company is conveyed, presentation makes the audience trust that they'll be around for the duration of the warranty. In other words, if you don't tell me your company's been around for 20 years, and I don't know anything about Corsair, you're sitting there as a person who's going to buy it, and I don't tell you anything about my company, and conversely you say, well, we're a startup, we've been around for a year, we're still working out of my buddy's garage, but we have the best power supplies out there. Okay? Do we feel like we give you a 20-year warranty, okay? What's the possibility that they're going to be around for that 20-year warranty? Okay? So you're supposed to be selling this on your company, that I know my company will be able to back up this warranty and we're going to be around, blah, 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 okay? The company, background, and some information of the company or the name of the company. That's all you said. I'm from Corsair. Next. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is to read the project guidelines, but also compare yours off of this before you present, so that when you give me one that's firewalled with 5s, I give you back one that's firewalled with 5s. Because all you have to do is, okay, example. This is the specifications for a home PC. I'm going to do this presentation in a minute, but I'm going to sell you a power supply for a home PC. Clearly explains all the specifications and it defines all elements. All information is accurate, and you must cover the cost. So I have to cover the following elements: the power supply wattage, the connection type, how many plugs there are, what the warranty is, and the cost is. Did I cover those things in my presentation? And if you don't have a slide that hits those things, add one so that you don't miss it. Now, just so you know, PowerPoints are supposed to be overviews. I'm not expecting you to type out everything, but you have to have an overview of those things. Okay, so of those points, 8 points would be you only covered 5 of 6 of them. 6 points is you only covered 3 of 6 of them, and 0 points is you didn't cover 3 of those list of points. Okay. So I'm going to go get that, and then we're going to go over the project. Let me go grab that real fast. Let me go grab it off the top. Printer is printing really weird. No, I didn't do it two-sided. I'm not that person. Okay, so this is what the rubric basically looks like. And all of them look basically like this. So you're going to get a presentation overview, and you're going to get a rubric for it. And they should, did I? If I didn't, I must have closed the page when I opened it. Okay, so when I look down here at the project, here's the overview of the project, and we're going to go over this, and I post everything on Moodle so that you can look back at it, okay? Now this statement is, it's going to be, everything has to be uploaded by the due date. I expect you to upload every day though. If I give you 80 minutes of class, at the end of the class I want something uploaded. And I don't assign PowerPoint projects and then say, get it done by Wednesday and not give you any time in class. I'm going to give you time in class. Okay? And if you're diligent in class, probably you get the whole thing done in class. If you're screwing around in class, maybe you have to work on it at home. Okay? But I expect you to upload every day so I can see that you're making progress, so that it's obvious that you're headed off in the wrong direction. I stop it before you're done. Okay? Case in point, my son had a huge project for a class. The teacher assigned it one day and was gone for a week and a half. And was gone until the project was due. And the project was due last Friday. Okay? So Thursday night I go, what you doing? And he shows me, and he's written up this whole thing, and it's 100% he's gone off the wrong direction. Okay? And it's not that he's gone off the wrong direction because he did anything wrong. So back to what we were talking about. Okay, so the background of the presentation. You are a salesman, saleswoman for a distribution company, been invited to present 2 of your company's power supply options. We have indicated that you will be purchasing a substantial number of units once we decide who we'll be going with. In other words, we're 3btech.net, and we want to buy a whole bunch to resell that we're going to have on our site. Because 3btech didn't have a lot of options there. If you look, they had this one at this wattage, this one at this wattage, this one. They don't carry a bajillion. They just carry a kind of 400 watt and a kind of 500 watt. Okay, so we're 3btech. Okay, so we have already let you know you're not the only company that we're looking at. We are looking for a high-end and a low-end product based on cost for 2 specific PC options. So one is a low-end PC. We want to know your least expensive option for a low-end system that has at least 300 watts of power. In other words, that's what we're going to put in our crap PC that you want to buy as cheaply as possible. Because you want a PC for the house and you only going to pay $269 for it. So we want a very low-end PC. Or power supply. We also want a high-end gaming PC providing at least 600 watts of power. Cost is not the overriding factor. We want a good power supply. It's going to be able to push dual video cards and going to be able to do everything we want. So if he comes to our site and says, I want a gamer PC, then he goes to configure it, we've got the power supply for him. Now, realistically, you wouldn't just have 2 if you're a company, but we're simplifying in some cases. Okay, so we want a low-end and we want high-end. So your supervisor has said, you know that other vendors will also be presenting their goods, and he wants you to convince the buyers to go with you, okay? So he wants you to make sure you include a history background of your company, push your company's longevity in the background as far in product support, introduce yourself. He says he wants you to use a lot of graphics because they're eye-catching and that's what people remember. We don't remember text as well as we remember graphics, okay? If you throw up a picture of where your company is, the company headquarters, and you throw up the word Singapore, we probably will remember his before we remember that yours was in Singapore, okay? Each option should be presented with powers, plugs, warranties, cooling, and efficiency, and he wants you to make sure you define all the terms because we don't know what you know. Okay, I might be a power supply expert, but I don't know if you are, and I need to make sure you understand stuff, okay? He wants to make sure you cover the advantages and disadvantages, any costs. And this is for me. Every single PowerPoint has to have works cited at the end. Every single one. Just like a paper. I wanted to say works cited. If you guys have never been told this, you can plagiarize in a PowerPoint just like you can plagiarize in a paper. If you take something directly from a website, put the quotes around it, or put the parenthetical within the text at the bottom right-hand corner of the PowerPoint slide. You know, whatever website, and that's it. And now you're not plagiarizing anymore. Now you're citing work, and teachers are like, oh, that's great, you cited your source. As opposed to, you plagiarized, F, okay? Two totally polar opposite things that you get from taking the same material just from some quotes and a parentheses. Okay? I don't know why anybody ever plagiarizes. It's just not that hard to put the quotes and the parentheses around stuff. Okay? So general guidelines, you know a lot about your subject. Make sure we do too. Make your presentation easy to read, understand, and find information. If you give me a pink background with red text, I can't read it. And you will lose points. Okay? I don't have the rubric in front of me, but the back side of the rubric talks about PowerPoint or the second page. And readability is important. If people can't read it, it's a crappy choice. Okay? Handouts are optional, but extra credit is provided. In other words, if you don't have to. There's nothing on the rubric for that. But if you have a tri-fold brochure with your things that you've done extra credit to make sure you get 100%, you probably will get 100%. Okay? I get extra credit for extra work. Okay, so that's what these look like. And it says down here at the bottom, PowerPoint requirements in addition to the above listed, you should always have some kind of a design template, custom animation when required, slide transitions always, a works cited again, and a question slide. In other words, someplace where you say, do you have any questions? It's as easy as that. But those are required PowerPoint items. So I've got an example, and actually this example is not one that I did. It's one that a student did that I modified, and it wasn't a 100 if I recall correctly. It was a good presentation, but not a perfect presentation. Okay? So the next thing I wanted to do is show you an example of a PowerPoint. What? Oh, you're going to make me mad if you don't know. Why are you not working? Okay. What did I just do? PowerPoint, 2011, choose. You have to show this. Let me try downloading it and see what happens. That's weird. Let's see if I just save it. What's going on? Okay, well. Okay, so when you're doing your example, this is the basic idea. I'd like you to go through and try to grade me on the thing and tell me where I made mistakes. Okay? If that's in your way. Can you see? Do I need to move the PC? Okay, so hi, my name is Brian Foy. I'm the sales rep for CoolMax Technologies Incorporated. Let's see. There we go. CoolMax Technologies is a PC power supply manufacturer. We were founded in 1997 with our headquarters in Taiwan, and we manufacture both in Taiwan and in China. And here's our headquarters, and then our manufacturing facilities over here in China. You asked us for two power supplies today. One was for a home PC meeting a 300 watt minimum requirement with cost being your primary factor. So our first one that we decided to bring to you today was our CoolMax CX300. which is a 300 watt power supply, which meets the minimums required. With cost being the primary factor, this was the best one we had for cost being in there. It's got a main connector that's a 20 plus 4 pin, so it'll work on the older 20 pin motherboards as well as the new 24 pins. As far as PC connectors, besides that main connector, it's got a P4 motherboard plug that's 12 volt. It's got 6 peripheral Molex connectors, 2 SATA connectors, and 2 floppy drive connectors on this one. And you wanted also other options, so we included in there an AMD converter cord with this one, so that if it's an AMD motherboard requiring the 8-pin AMD connector, that comes with it in the box, so it'll work for either the Intel or the AMD options as far as that goes. So this is the, by the way, the converter plug there, and it comes with a power cord and a 20 to 24 pin converter. Ours actually doesn't come off. What it does is the 24 pin plugs into it, and then it has a separate 20 pin plug, whereas some of them actually slide off. We provided an adapter instead. Cooling, it has one 120 millimeter cooling fan. It's a 65% power efficiency unit, and the cost for this one, manufacturer resale price is $19.99. Obviously, depending on the number that you purchase, the price would go down based on that number that you guys purchase. Do you have any questions for option number 1? Okay. Going on to option number 2, you wanted a high-end gamer NPC, 650 watts minimum power, with power and performance being the overriding factor. We brought you today the Coolmax CUG700B. It's a 700 watt power supply. It is a modular power supply with low cable signatures and a lot of flexibility, and I'll show you what that means. Basically, there are no cables coming out of our power supply until you plug them in. So if you don't need it, it isn't in there. You can see that it has a high efficiency fan on there. It comes with a 24 pin connector. It has the main Pentium connector, the 12 volt Pentium 4 connector. It has a 4x4 pin Pentium 4 connector, 8 peripherals, 4 SATAs, 2 floppies, and 2 PCI Express for high-end video cards. And here's what it means when I say it's modular. You guys may or may not have ever seen this before. The back of it only has plugs in it. You get all the cables that you need, and basically what you want to plug in, you plug into the back and then plug into your PC. So, for instance, if we looked at this number of cable connectors back here, it said it's got 8 peripherals and 4 SATAs. However, you can't plug them all in at the same time. You have to decide which cable you want, what you want to use. So you can plug in 5 things here. Here's our 2 expansion video cards. Here's our 2 floppy drive connectors. Here's our extra P4 connector, whether it's 8 or 4 pin, depending on whether it's AMD or Intel. And here's the connector for the motherboard. It's really good for airflow because you only have cables that you need. By the way, you guys will see what I'm talking about when we open those up. So that you don't have a lot of cables in the way inside this case. It's very efficient gamer, and it has the 120 millimeter fan. So 120 millimeter cooling fan. Greater than 84% power efficiency. It's a very efficient unit. And as far as that goes, both of them meet or exceed the requested specifications. All of our info is at coolmaxusa.com. If you have any questions, do you have any questions this time? Okay, what didn't I cover? There's a bunch of stuff I didn't cover. Number 1, on the specifications, what didn't I cover? On both of them, I did not cover. I didn't cover warranty. I never said how long these are warranted for. Okay, so when I went through this, I should have been able to go, oh crap! All I had to do is throw that it's got a 6-month warranty, or 9-month warranty, or 3-year warranty. But by the way, power supplies have very short warranties because it's what burns out the most. Most of them at least have a 6-month warranty. Might not have any warranty. What else did I miss on this one? Yeah, how much does it cost? You have no idea. I'm trying to sell you something. I'm not going to give you the price. I should have the price on there. And by the way, the prices are all supposed to have links to where you found it too. So I should be able to go back here where it says $19, and I should be able to click on that, and it should be able to open up, and you should be able to show me where you got that price. Okay, now it's actually $17.99. Okay, regular $25.99. And what I tell students in PowerPoints is that you've got a link to it. One of the things I always do is I always go print screen, wrong button, print screen, and in my PowerPoint itself, at the end of the PowerPoint, where, and I've got them down here right now, at the end of the PowerPoint, I always add a page. Oop, I just added it at the beginning. I always add a page, and then I paste that. I thought I screen captured it. Apparently I didn't. I always paste that page that I captured into my PowerPoint so that if later on the price changes, the page goes away, and you click on it and go, crap, you can go, hey, Mr. Paul, I'll show you later on, I did get that price. Because like right here, here's that one. Here's that one for $19.99 when he originally built the PowerPoint. And right now, it's $17.99. It's the same one, Coolmax CA300, Coolmax CA300. Yep, so it's only $17.99 now. So I would highly recommend when you're doing that, number one, you have to have links to stuff. And if I would have asked for it, when you said how much does it cost, if you would have said, oh, I did, how did that didn't not show up last time. Did it?
I don't remember seeing it.
I didn't see it either. I said how much it cost, and then all of a sudden we were at the summary. I don't know. So I guess we did have it for $89.99. You should be able to click on it, see how much it is right now. There we go. It's discontinued. Okay? Which is another good reason to have a screen capture of it. Technology sites change so dang fast, it's ridiculous. And I'm not, this happens to students when you do the PowerPoint presentation on Monday and they present on Friday. And all of a sudden you're like, Mr. Paul, I swear they had this for $89.99. Well, if you did a screen capture of it, then there's no question. You could easily just go and say, just like I did, hey, it's down at the end down here. So I always add, whenever you get a price and a link, you're not going to put that in your PowerPoint. I actually want you to show me that you know how to link to a site. Okay? And the reason for that is if you just had this in there and I said, hey, click on the details because I want to see the details of that one. Well, you can't do that on a PowerPoint slide. Whereas if we were actually at the site and you link to it and I said, hold on a moment, let's see if I can get around. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I said, hey, I want to look at the specifications on it. You could go down there and we could actually look at all the specifications on there if I wanted to know anything about it. Okay? Because I will frequently ask you questions about stuff that you link to. Because you're the one who went to the site, not me. Right? So you should be able to go, oh, yeah, it has over voltage protection, or what's the warranty? And you go, I'm not sure, it's 3 years. That's actually pretty good for a power supply. 3-year warranty is a good warranty. And the other one might have none for all we know. Let's see. I see no warranty section on there. Am I missing something? Manufacturer site, website, restocking fee, no returns. Nope, I don't see anything on there on warranties. So this one, it being a low-end $17 one, maybe there isn't any warranty on it, whereas if you pay us $88, okay, we'll give you a warranty on it. Okay? So that's the idea, that you should be able to go through with the rubric, and you see I don't have tons of information there. It's not flooded with stuff. Too often you guys flood us with information there when you're saying, you don't need to know everything you say, it's just the high-end stuff. Okay, and I still don't know how we missed that, but I must have gone past it too fast. And then at the end you say, do you have any questions? And then there should be a works cited. Okay, now it's not going to be exactly like a works cited off the page, but basically a bulleted works cited is good enough. The only thing, when you guys go to use, and I think I said this on the other thing, I don't remember, but when you go to use EasyBib, I want you to include the website in there, because this is a computer class, so the website should be included on there, especially here, because if you present a really good power supply, there's a chance I buy it. I mean, I buy parts that you guys find all the time. Motherboards, memory, power supplies. You'll present something like, oh, that was a good deal. And I'll go and I'll buy some because, like right now, I have 2 spare power supplies. All those other ones are used. I have 2 new ones. And I don't put used ones into staff PCs or servers. I'll put that used one in the student PC one. But anyway, questions? Okay, this is a basically easy one. The one on the motherboard has lots more links and stuff on it. The first one you guys do because it's a lot more in depth, and I'm gonna give you time to research on it. And now we got 10 minutes left still. How do we do that today? Well, that's good. We'll have lots more time next class to actually open up PCs and stuff.